Hello to all my American Horror Story historians. My name is EJ and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel. We have a lovely good time ahead of us today. So I recently just ranked all of the American Horror Story seasons from my least favorite to my favorite. Some controversial takes, some interesting things came out of that video. One of my favorite things to come out is the suggestion for this video right here. So today I'm going to be looking at the best and worst characters from AHS history, though I'm going to give myself a bit of a challenge. I'm only going to pick one person per season and we're going to do best, worst, until I get to my absolute favorite character in all of American Horror Story history. Let's waste no time getting into this list. We're going to start off with one of my first favorite characters, one of the best characters in all of American Horror Story. We are talking about Michael Langdon from Apocalypse.
Father.
If you want pure camp, over-dramatic, melodramatic acting, if you want some serious implications to the universe of American Horror Story, we go to Michael Langdon. Originally born in the Murder House series, we knew this baby was going to pop up once again, and when we got Apocalypse, we got Cody Fern serving it to an umpth degree. Like, I like Cody Fern's other roles on the show. He's been pretty fun, but wow, his work as Michael was, for lack of a better word, kind of cunt. Like, sorry, I know some people don't like that word, but he just served it in, there was just a presence to him. The moment he walks in, you get the character. It's this overly serious, very dramatic, antichrist kind of character. He has a robot mom, he has, like, Jessica Lange as a grandmother, the Harmons as parents, truly a poor child. If Ben Harmon was my father, and we will talk about Ben Harmon later on this list, trust me on that, but if that was my father, baby, I would have been ready to blow up the world as well. So yeah, Michael Langdon is a fun character. He's very juicy. There's a lot of stuff to get into, but I also love the evolution that we see through this character. Yes, we meet Michael Langdon in full fierce garb, very, I've read the book about how to be the Antichrist, so here I am as the Antichrist, but I like the early work that we see, the Return to Murder House stuff, the early on, that one iconic at the end of the season where Mallory hits him with a car, that whole, like, shorter hair, that look. I liked his stuff there. I thought we really understood him, him meeting the Satanist and all that. All of that started to make a lot of sense, and I think filled out this character from the very boisterous, over-dramatic character that we met in the beginning of the season, to see the evolution, to see a little bit more details about him, I thought was very powerful and very useful, and is why Michael Langdon was such a fun character. It's not just because I love Apocalypse, which seems to be controversial, but it really seems like this character is, like, one of the hearts and souls of this whole franchise. A baby we met at Murder House comes back years later to be the Antichrist. That's exactly what American Horror Story should be all about. Next up on my list, we have one of my worst. Oh my goodness, we are talking about Alma Gardner from Double Feature, specifically Red Tide.
The other night, I couldn't get Paganini right. And now it feels so easy.
We are not doing this entry to shame a kid actor. The acting of this girl was not my favorite, but I'm not here to, again, specifically talk about acting. That's not really one of the things I'm talking about in any of these people. The acting is mostly all fine on American Horror Story. There's a couple people hit or miss that are not that great, but this is about characters. Alma is the most annoying child character in all of American Horror Story. Used to be Holden. Holden's little ass in Hotel used to get me heated. But Alma, I'll give this character credit for being such an integral part to the plot of Red Tide. I thought that was interesting. I liked her work with, her father and her mother. I thought that was kind of interesting in seeing her play the sides. I thought the character in the essence wasn't the worst. It avoided a lot of the evil demon child cliches that we see. But by the end of the season, all the cliches are there. It is a horrible run towards the end where it's just like, oh, that's what this character's motivation? That's what she wants to do? Like, it just made no sense. I thought this character was honestly overall useless in this season. We could have done Red Tide all of it without the Alma character, and it would not have changed. Do you think that? Do you think that she was such an integral part? Because I really thought it was about the Gardners themselves, the husband and the wife. We lose the wife to the black pill because she's not talented. We have the husband, and sure, she was the musical genius, but we never got to really see that play a factor. She has that one great audition scene, which is probably my favorite scene with the Alma, where she like messes with that kid and everything. So yeah, the character is not the worst I've ever seen. Trust me, there is worse down this list. But overall, I just feel like out of the kid characters on American Horror Story, Alma seems to frustrate me the most. And it seems like overall, most people just do not like this character. Nothing against the actress. She's fine. I've seen her in other things. I like her. But specifically this role in this season, it is not fun and not easy to get through. Now let's jump to one of the absolute best, a legend, an icon. We are talking about Jessica Lange's character in Coven. We have Fiona Goode.
You're never going to become great women of our clan sitting around here at Hogwarts.
From the line, I'm Fiona Goode, I'm in charge everywhere. Iconic, legendary. Oh my goodness. I love Jessica Lange on the first two seasons of American Horror Story. Like Constance and Sister Jude, great. Really interesting characters, compelling. Constance has such great moments in that end scene where she's like, what am I going to do with you? It's burned in my head for the rest of my life. And Sister Jude, my goodness. Oh my god, the arc that she goes through, that was one of the best Asylum characters, though Asylum has one more character that I do think is a bit better, but wow, when we got Jessica Lange as Fiona, she came into her own. There is the backstory of the aging, of the losing that power, that's amazing. She plays that well. There's the mother-daughter relationship, a very heated mother-daughter relationship that she brings to life perfectly with Sarah Paulson. I miss a Jessica Lange Sarah Paulson scene. There was nothing like these two badasses going head to head with each other. And this season is basically all that. Fiona is such an interesting character. She's evil, but there's worse evil in this universe. She's strong and confident, but she's not just completely like bulletproof. She has layers to her. She has struggles. She has wants. She has needs. I like that. I love the end of the season with Naughty Pines.
Get this! What is this? Naughty Pine!
Like, just this character was at an 11 in the best and worst ways. It's such a fun character, and it's such a fun season. Oh, obviously Coven ranks high for a lot of us, but I think Fiona Goode is the reason. Jessica Lange's character, her work on this season, bringing Fiona to life, bringing her to our iconic level of just so many things. Just that one moment where she just throws the two girls. There's so many little moments. Watching her spit in that drink, and her cooking that detective's brain, all of those things are just burned in my head. This is iconic imagery for American Horror Story, and Jessica Lange brought it to life wonderfully. I think people could have brought Fiona Goode to life, other actresses, but way Jessica Lange made Fiona, she's the baddest witch in all of the world. We got another worst on our hands, and my goodness, we've heard me talk about this character a lot. We are talking about Ben Harmon from Murder House.
Tell me how you really feel.
You got a dog.
Ben Harmon is the worst husband character on this show. I cannot think of another character. Maybe Michael Chiklis's kind of husband character in Freak Show might be worse. Might be, but Ben Harmon, from just rubbing one out all over the house and crying, from his mistress storyline, one of the worst storylines there, to his lackluster ending to the season, I just was like, oh, that's what we're doing with Ben? Like, just this character is frustrating. I like what he did in Apocalypse, kind of making fun of himself, and I thought that was, I think Dylan McDermott was smart for that. I think that was what I wanted from, after years of hating Ben, for them to be like, haha, let's make fun of Ben. It's just an overall character that I find frustrating, that I don't want to spend time with. That's going to be one of the little quirks to the worst list. I love these characters. I love American Horror Story. I love rewatching it, but I don't want to spend time with people that I don't want to spend time with, and that's rules for real life. If you are not happy in a situation, leave. Please do it, and that's me with Murder House. That is me with Ben. If I was Vivian, baby, I would have dipped up out that piece so quickly that you stay with the ghost. You can raise our little crazy daughter and her ghost killer boyfriend. I don't care. Peace. Get me out of Ben's life. Ben is just one of those toxic male characters in life, in television, in, pop culture that I just find, I just want to wring his neck and choke him until I don't have to see him anymore. And goodness, Oh, God, Dermot McDermott really does this to me. Ben Harmon, you frustrate me so much. Let's go to a positive. I need one instantly. We went from one of my least favorite characters in all of television ever to one of my absolute favorites. Let's talk about Dennis O'Hare's amazing work as Liz Taylor in Hotel.
See me and go to hell!
You know this is serious. When Lady Gaga plays the Countess, I have the same tattoo as Lady Gaga. This is a lifelong obsession now. But wow, I picked Dennis O'Hare's Liz Taylor over. Yeah, it's Dennis O'Hare's best work on the show. It's a compelling trans story that honestly did not expect this show to ever give me like a positive representation of a trans character. It's horror. It's tough. It's, you know, hard-hitting stuff. It doesn't always need to be perfect representation. I'm not saying that, but I was surprised. I love this story of Liz Taylor. I love that backstory where the Countess gives her life, her energy, and I love watching her story with her son. I love the love story that Liz gets. Every corner of the Liz story just works. She gets a somewhat happy ending. Actually, I think most of Hotel ends in a mostly positive way, which is one reason I like Hotel. I feel like it doesn't have as depressing as an ending as other seasons, and it's stuff like the Liz Taylor ending. This conclusion of this character felt satisfying. It felt like something we needed. I mean, Dennis O'Hare has been an actor we've loved. I mean, from Spalding to the Burn guy in Murder House to whatever else, man, that guy with a really big wang he was in Freak Show. Dennis O'Hare's great. I love him, you know, but wow, Liz Taylor, it's compelling, it's hard-hitting, it's tragic, it's sad, it's funny. There's so much to this role, to this character, that gives me life. The work with Kathy Bates, watching him just shoot up stuff, just so many details, so many points of this season that just makes Liz Taylor one of those characters that stays with us for a long time.
Well, I did think you might let the girl at the Lancome counter give you a makeover. Sure, this is good too.
I want to know how any of my trans viewers feel. If you are a person in the trans community, how did you feel about Dennis O'Hare's work? How did you feel about AHS Hotel handling the story of Liz Taylor? I want to know your feelings. I'm not in the community, so my opinion is my opinion, but I want to know other people who are closer to the situation and to see if it resonates as much as it resonated with me. This one disappoints me to put on the list, but our newest entry to the worst collection of characters, we are talking about Anna Victoria Alcott from Delicate. I love Emma Roberts. I could not find a way to put Madison Montgomery on this list because Coven and Apocalypse already had entries, so I couldn't really just shove Madison in here. I tried to challenge myself for this, but my goodness, I could praise Emma Roberts for stuff. I even liked her role in, Cult? I liked her role in Freak Show. These, like, smaller roles are great, but when she's a starring character, I expect more from Emma Roberts. This was such a dour, boring role. That's kind of, I mean, when Kim Kardashian out-bitches you, what is going on? Like, truly, I know that's the character. That's the way this character is written. Anna is not supposed to be this explosive, bitchy, Emma Roberts-ish character that we know from Scream Queens, that we know from Scream, that we know from American Horror Story. This isn't the typical Emma Roberts role. She's a new mother. Yeah, I get all that. But wow, I wanted a personality, a life, a reason to exist. By the time the season ended and she got her baby and her Oscar, I did not care. You shove that Oscar up your butt, girl. I don't care. Like, it's frustrating because Anna could have been a cool character. She's this woman that has all this going around her, and then by the end, she gains this power. I was so excited to feel like, by the end, like, hell yes, you get it. But you're helped by the ex-wife to get to this role. Kim Kardashian just disappears in a nothing Hecate spell. Anna is just, again, a horrible husband, horrible storyline. Everything happens to her. She's reacting, and it doesn't feel like she is doing anything. Like, it doesn't feel like she put any forward momentum. If I could have seen her maybe a scene on set working as an actress, if I could have seen a little bit more of her with her husband being more assertive and stern. She got to that one point at one point in the season, and then it just kind of dropped. I was so frustrated with Delicate. Overall, I like the season. It's fine. It ranks low for me, but I like Delicate. But Anna kept me the whole time being like, do I like this season? Is it even worth it? We have 3 people left, 2 good and 1 bad. We are at our next best character, and this one's going to be shocking for people. We are jumping to 1984, and we're talking about Montana.
There's no ducks around here, but you can take my picture.
You're probably like, do I even remember Montana? It's Billy Lord's character with her awesome 80s hair. I love Billy Lord on the show. Mallory almost got my apocalypse spot. I love Mallory. I think she's one of my favorite witches. I think she's one of my favorite characters on American Horror Story. I love her arc in Apocalypse, but I love Montana. I love the 80s-ness of her vibe. I love that she has a story to her, an arc. I love her revenge against Brooke, bringing in Richard Ramirez, her stuff, time as a ghost being this kind of really evil person, and you kind of don't expect her to be as evil as she is when you first meet her. I love this season. I love not the season, not the whole season, but I love Montana's arc. And, I like Brooke. I like Emma Roberts on this as well. I like, the Richard Ramirez stuff. I think the season is fun and has good characters. And Montana's one of those reminders of, 84 with just a little bit tighter editing, a bit of a better script throughout, kind of like an overarching story. Montana could have been easily one of the best characters. I like Billy Lord's addition onto the show. I believe her and Leslie Grossman are some of the best late additions to AHS ever. They have the camp, they have the seriousness. We have this, Billy Lord's also one of our best Nepo babies, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I love me a Nepo baby. Baby, you've earned it. Having a famous parent is not easy. But when your mother is Carrie Fisher, when your grandmother is Debbie Reynolds, my goodness, you have a lot to live up to. And Billy Lord, for me, has done that. She's funny, she's witty, she's dry. She reminds me so much of Carrie Fisher at times. But at the same time, she feels like her own character, her own original energy. And that's what Montana is. It's a unique, fresh, fun character in American Horror Story. She doesn't have a massive backstory to other stuff. She's just this individual, badass killer chick who has to deal with the rest of the ghost on this campgrounds. I love it. I think Montana is vastly underrated. If you watch 1984 again, keep an eye out for all of the great Billy Lord moments, because there's quite a few throughout this season. Oh boy, this is another kind of hot take, but also kind of a nothing character. We are going to talk about Scáthach from Roanoke. That's how you pronounce it?
They are all children in need of discipline.
In what could have been another great Lady Gaga role, I am completely blown away about how much I hate this character, how much I don't even remember this character. I thought the backstory episode where we got to know about Scáthach, is that how you pronounce it? I know my Irish people are going to be pissed like I mispronounced Siobhan in the beginning of everything as well. But yeah, okay. What do you think about this character? What do you think about this role? Come on, guys, let me know in your comments, because I need to know. I wanted to love this character. Lady Gaga playing a woods witch? Cool. She's playing one of the OG witches, a OG Supreme? Great. That leads into nothing. There is no other talk about this character ever again, especially in Delicate, in Apocalypse. Just what happens to this character? What is the reason? And it frustrates me, because Lady Gaga is fine in the little bit that she's in, her weird-ass accent, her weird role, that backstory episode where we got to meet the Butcher and her, and while the Butcher brought her in, all of that makes sense. But then we get the second half of the season, the character's not around, it's just this weird thing that doesn't go. The actress who plays the second character isn't a big famous actress that is on par with a Lady Gaga. What was the point of this character? This adds nothing to this season. Yes, the witch, the woods are a little weird and occulty. Cool, I got that. I didn't need the first Supreme to be the reason that exists. You know what I mean? It just feels like this was such an added on, ooh, let's add a little bit more lore, a little bit more back, story, let's connect it to another season. And it just feels like it just didn't give me what I wanted from this character, from this role. Lady Gaga has never returned to American Horror Story, and after this role, I could maybe see why. She was like, that's what y'all gave me? I'm gonna go be in House of Gucci. We have Joker 2 this year. We'll see Lady Gaga in a different role, but truly, I wanted to like this role. I wanted to like this character more. I wanted to like Roanoke more, and I like Roanoke. I've grown to appreciate it, but this character is one of those reminders of how bad this season could get. We are down to our final pick, my best character, my favorite character in American Horror Story history. There is one season, one character, one actress we have not talked about yet, so let's get into Sarah Paulson as Lana Winters in Asylum. This is a season I've often said was a bit overstuffed. We have aliens, Anne Frank, Nazi doctors, weird experimentations, a serial killer, maybe 2 serial killers. All of that is a lot to deal with. Hell, Satan is in the season. Again, there was a lot to deal with. But in the center of it, the best part of this whole season is Lana Winters. Sarah Paulson is one of our best actresses we've ever had on television. bar none. I think Sarah Paulson is an immense talent, and I'm so happy she's been able to kind of have this coming out party in the American Horror Story universe, really coming into her own as an actress, showing how amazingly talented she is. And Lana Winters was that first real example. I love Cordelia in the next season, and I thought, Billie Dean Howard or whatever the hell her name was in the first season, she's cool, but I think Lana is such a great character. The story of investigating to getting stuck into the asylum to breaking out, finding, getting revenge on your killer, your rapist, finding the son from that character and dealing with that years later. My goodness, it's a heavy, hard-hitting character, and it gives me so much life, so much energy. I'm always amazed by the Lana Winters story, so much so that I love when she returns in Roanoke, and it doesn't feel cheap, it doesn't feel weird. I liked her. I was expecting her to pop up in Colt as well.
I am tough. But I'm no cookie.
Lana Winters could have been in every damn season as just like hello, I'm Lana Winters doing an investigation. Give me my full Gale Weathers. Write a book about the American Horror Story universe. Expose some people. Lana could have been even more than what she was, but she's great as she is. I think the Asylum story with Lana specifically is the greatest part of American Horror Story Asylum. The kid, what's his character, Evan Peters, this guy, his character, I don't really love his relationship. I really like him closer when he gets with Jessica Lange, and that whole kind of mother build she gets there. That gets better on as there. He frustrates me. I love Sister Mary Eunice. She's great. She just doesn't have as much juicy moments. The dealing with Jessica Lange's insanity, breaking her out, all of these moments really makes Lana Winters that much more powerful. She could have left that woman in there forever, got her revenge for how she treated her, but she's a great character. Even when she kills people, you're like, you know what, Lana? I understand. I love this character. I love this actress. I love Lana Winters so much, and I want to see a return. I wish we could have got a whole, maybe an American Horror Stories where each episode is a Lana Winters investigation. That would, like my little microphone, that would have been great to see, but as it is, I love Lana, and I think she stands as the best character in all of American Horror Story. What did you guys think of my list? What did you guys think of my picks? Let me know down in the comments below. Who is your favorite, and who is your least favorite American Horror Story character? Who do you think is the best actor we've ever had? I want to know your feelings down there. Make sure you guys subscribe and give me some suggestions for what else you want to see. I did a poll. You guys picked this for my video, but I am also going to be jumping into Charmed. I have a RuPaul's Drag Race video to do if you guys are a Drag Race fan. Like, my most watched video on this channel was a Drag Race video, so I'm going to return back to that, defend a season that most people always hate, as I like to do with even American Horror Story. So I have a lot more stuff coming. I'm trying to keep these videos a bit more regular for you all. So thank you guys for tuning in, subscribing, commenting, liking. All that means a lot. And let's talk about the best and worst from AHS right down below.